This is the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime TV, the longest-running pro wrestling news program in the world, with your hosts David Hero and Damian Nelson.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime Saturday night for Saturday, June 21st, 2014. Damian Nelson sitting here in the PWR studios on Primetime on My 24 Milwaukee. And thank you so much for joining us. Let's go right into this week's WWE report,
Where's
ladies
the
and
intro?
gentlemen. And last week, this past Monday night on WWE Raw, Roman Reigns wins a battle royal after eliminating Rusev. And in doing so, he qualifies for Money in the Bank. Roman Reigns, one of the participants in the Money in the Bank ladder match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship come that pay-per-view in just a couple of weeks. And another man qualified as well, as John Cena defeated Kane in a stretcher match in the main event. He also qualifies for Money in the Bank. Hi.
Where's my intro? Where's the whole, one-time knockout?
You're lucky you're sitting there, first of all, after yesterday's online edition of this broadcast, Feedback Friday, on our YouTube channel.
I'm just trying. We need to fill content. You weren't here. What am I supposed to do?
What you're supposed to do is wait until the star arrives.
Kenny, the Star Maker Bolin, was available. He sat in for you. What's the big deal? It was one time. One time.
His name shall never be mentioned on the show again. You shall never call him again. You shall never accept a call from him
I can
again.
talk to
If
Kenny
you do
Bolin.
so on this broadcast,
I just can't
you
do it
will
on
be
here.
released from your contract. You'll be number 12.
I still get paid.
No, reread it. John Cena.
Yes.
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
The final two to qualify for Money in the Bank. How about Roman Reigns' big win in that Battle Royal this past Monday night on Raw? It came down to him and Rusev, and Cleveland went crazy.
Finally, you felt that big money match feel. I mean, Rusev and Reigns, two big bulls going back and forth. Even though it was short-lived, it gave the fans exactly what they wanted, somebody to cheer and somebody to boo. I was disappointed that Rusev lost, especially only taking one Superman punch. Considering how dominant Rusev has been, he could have taken 2 or 3 to get eliminated, which I think could have kept Rusev strong.
He'd had a match earlier in the night, though.
Well, they all
against
did.
Heath Slater.
Reigns
did as well. I missed his match.
It seemed like everyone last night had matches. I mean, Heath Slater, I bet he wishes he was one of the...
He's an American rock star or whatever they were calling him last night.
Yes. Bless his heart. But you know what? The fans are happy. Their guys are, they got Bray Wyatt and they got Roman Reigns in the Money in the Bank match to become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
Let's talk about those participants in the Money in the Bank match itself. As you know, that matchup will be for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship that has been stripped from the waist of Daniel Bryan, who is out with injury.
But where else would it be?
One of those men will walk out of Money in the Bank as the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and they are as follows. And I'd like to think about them individually, David Hero, and talk about who has a chance of winning and who has no chance of winning, and why. And let's start with your rising star who never really rose, Alberto Del Rio.
Oh, he's a multi-time World Heavyweight Champion. He was a star.
Because that matters now.
He was a world champion at WrestleMania.
He was.
Of course
past
he was.
Tense, past.
But,
Washed up, like you.
ADR is just a good, solid heel to have in that match. That's why he's there.
He's the other heel. Because what is, Orton, I get, okay.
It's really just Orton, Orton and ADR are the two.
But people are going to cheer for Cesaro. They're going to cheer for Wyatt. I don't think anybody's going to really be cheering for ADR.
No, they're going to boo ADR.
Does he have a chance of winning this match in the championship?
Not at all.
Will he play a substantial role in the match even?
I think he's a good filler. I think he is the guy that can fill in some of the spots that can help some of the younger talent if they get lost in this kind of match.
And one of those younger talents is indeed the aforementioned Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt, who's got issue with John Cena, of course. John Cena also in this match, as we just talked about. What are Bray Wyatt's chances of winning the Money in the Bank ladder match?
I think that Bray Wyatt is a top 3 guy. I think he's one of the top 3 favorites to win. Do I think he will? Probably not, but he's definitely up there. He's going to get a lot of fanfare. I think that this could be Bray Wyatt's coming out match, the match that will set him apart from the rest of the pack.
All right, well, some other standouts in this matchup, I would say anyways, aside from the obvious ones who could win, would be Cesaro.
I don't think Cesaro has a chance to win this match.
He's not in the top 3?
No.
Does not have a chance, even though Paul Heyman guaranteed it this past Monday
That's
night
fine.
on Raw.
Paul Heyman can guarantee. That's what he does. He's a heel. They lie, they cheat, and they steal. That's what Paul Heyman's supposed to do. But I don't think Cesaro is going to leap over a Bray Wyatt, a Roman Reigns, or a John Cena.
Is that all the more reason for him to actually do so?
No, he's not going to win. There's no way. He is another great guy to fit.
Last time you said there was no way Miz became world champion.
He is like a Shelton Benjamin for this match.
I don't see any similarities.
A solid athlete that can do a lot of great things.
Tricks?
Nah,
Spots?
No, Cesaro isn't a spot kind of guy. He's a strong, powerful. He'll do some impressive stuff.
What about the obvious choices? Randy Orton, Sheamus, and John Cena. Does one of those men win the championship at Money in the Bank?
Cena, Orton, and Sheamus. I think Sheamus is a top 4 guy. Mm-hmm. He's number 4. I think they could do something interesting because the fans are starting to turn on Sheamus.
They are.
I could see Sheamus getting the belt. Maybe him and Daniel Bryan have unfinished business. They kind of do.
You interested in that feud, though?
I don't want to see Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton again. I really don't want to see Daniel Bryan and John Cena again. I want to see something new. So
Daniel Bryan and Cesaro would be quite fantastic, not just for the, it's going to be a great wrestling match.
Wouldn't. You know why it wouldn't be fantastic? Because the people that like that match will not buy the pay-per-view.
Do you not feel that Paul Heyman's involvement and the lovability that is Daniel Bryan will contribute to the casual fan?
As great as Cesaro is, he's not an upper card guy yet. He's not main event. He's not.
What about the chosen one, if you will, Roman Reigns?
Roman Reigns?
He sneaks his way into the Battle Royal, wins the Battle Royal, and then...
Put it this way. If Roman Reigns does not win Money in the Bank, I'm shocked.
Really?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yes. Because the way they are pushing this kid...
can't win Money in the Bank
for
the championship.
Why not? It's a gimmick match.
For the championship,
it's a gimmick match.
What after that? He's done after that.
He doesn't have to beat anybody. He has to climb a ladder. He'll do that just fine.
He will, but I fear a championship run this early on.
The way they have pushed Roman Reigns, he's knocking people out left and right. Mm-hmm. Okay? I feel it. Now, let's not forget, Money in the Bank, June 29th. Mm-hmm. What day is that?
It's a Sunday.
My birthday. That will be my present to you.
Completely irrelevant to the
conversation. Is to give Roman Reigns a championship,
I think it's a
which gets you points. Not at all.
I think it's a curse of death for him.
Why?
What does he do afterwards? People will then be done with him, much like they were done with Daniel Bryan after he won.
It's kind of funny. I'm sure you follow me on Twitter.
Absolutely not. I unfollowed you yesterday.
Well, you followed me on Monday, where Jim Ross agrees with me.
Good old JR?
Yes. I sent out the tweet, what if Bray Wyatt or Roman Reigns wins Money in the Bank? Do the fans still want Daniel Bryan to become champion? The 3 top favorites in the company. He said that made him uncomfortable. Be careful what you wish for, wrestling fans. Your golden boy Daniel Bryan may not survive SummerSlam.
Here's the difference between Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns
one guy is 6'4" and jacked.
Well, Roman Reigns has not had a grassroots effort, if you will.
Doesn't need
Daniel
one.
Bryan did. No, he doesn't need one, but Daniel Bryan had more fans waiting and wanting for him to win the belt, win the belt, win the belt, win the belt, win the belt. Oh, great, he won the belt. Now we don't care.
You know why?
Roman Reigns might take more as far as being accepted because it's not there.
It's a different set of fans.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns is more of like The Rock's older fans. You know what I mean?
Cousin.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Daniel Bryan was more kids and underdogs. You know, let's all rejoice and you know.
Here's the thing, though, and I don't want to. I mean, the horse is still alive, but we've been beating it quite a bit. Roman Reigns, folks, is a bona fide star in the wrestling business. As I've said, David Hero, I can't think of the last person who's come along who has had everything that Roman Reigns has. You use the word cosmetically, I say overall. I can't remember the last person.
When I say cosmetically, it means the person looks, walks, and talks like a star.
They walk the park.
A guy that can be on the cover of a magazine or sit next to Jimmy Kimmel. That's important.
Or sit next to me.
I do that every week.
I'm on par with Kimmel.
I'm a star.
You're no star.
Not everyone has that. It's that it factor. he has that look, that feel, that swagger about him.
We'll do it again as we get closer, but I'm a little surprised right now. You're saying that Roman Reigns is the man who should win that match
Roman Reigns
and the championship.
Or Bray Wyatt
weekend.
should win that match.
Wow.
That's it.
Well,
Just
coming
those
up,
two.
ladies and gentlemen, here on the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime, much more to discuss, including a preview of tomorrow night's Ring of Honor Best in the World pay-per-view, which emanates from Tennessee. We've also got information on TNA, including some big things announced for their New York tapings this week, and next week, rather, and also the results of Slammiversary, which was on pay-per-view this past Sunday night. Pro Wrestling Report Primetime continues after these short words here on My 24 Milwaukee.
Follow us on Twitter for breaking news, live wrestling chat, and pure hilarity. Head over to twitter.com/PWR show and be part of the conversation.
Hi gang, Mean Gene Okerlund here on My 24, and you're watching the Pro Wrestling Report. All of the news about wrestling, not only here in Milwaukee, but throughout the world. Stay up to date. Join us every Saturday night.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report, primetime Saturday night here for Saturday, June 21st, 2014. Damian Nelson here from the PWR studios, and we're talking about the WWE report, and wow, other guy, Stardust made his debut this past Monday night on Raw.
You know what?
Accompanying
I
Goldust
am going to
to the ring.
defer this whole Stardust to you. Because this is your guy, and I
endorsed Cody Rhodes.
really want to see how you're going to spin this Fruit Loop around.
What's there to spin, and what does cereal have to do with it?
It was extremely uncomfortable.
Why?
Listen,
you weren't wearing the jumpsuit
When Goldust first came out as the androgynous one,
back in '96.
this was far creepier.
Why?
I mean, just
Listen, I'll break it down. Just quiet down. Let me
please
continue to
break
carry
it
this
down
show.
from me, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I've told you for years, sitting here in this very chair, on this very program, in this very studio, on this very show, Cody Rhodes is the future of the wrestling business. He is a bona fide star. You all blew up on Twitter. He trended worldwide this past Monday night.
Out of shock.
You all blew up on Twitter, and overwhelmingly, the responses I saw were that you were in love with Stardust. I, for one, am intrigued as to where the story goes. Goldust and Stardust. Going forward, you gotta imagine that come right around SummerSlam time, I would say, that you'd see a bit of a, the dust crumbling, if you will.
I guess it's not a good time to be a son of a plumber.
What?
Well, I mean, if I was a plumber and both my kids showed up like that, I'd be all confused.
What's the difference between, what do you mean showed up like that?
The American dream, a man's man. The bionic elbow. To see both of his
Kids and gimmicks that kids are gonna like, that now he can sell star masks, can Cody?
You think so?
Yeah,
You think
absolutely.
they're going to sell star masks?
I think so. Why wouldn't they?
I don't know. Oh, I'm not going to wear the black lipstick, are they?
It's not lipstick, it's makeup. Did Kiss wear lipstick? Did the Legion of Doom wear lipstick?
No,
Did Sting
absolutely
wear lipstick?
not. I don't know if Sting did. It wasn't.
Probably call
it
Roddy
wasn't-
Piper's kilt a skirt too, don't you? I
wasn't-
didn't realize you were such a. I didn't realize you were so. I didn't realize you were that guy.
I'm not that guy. I'm just.
I knew you were an
honest about
elephant,
it.
but I didn't realize you were that guy. How dare you?
Elephant. I don't forget anything. That's the thing. You know what? You will
That's
thank
this
me
week's
one day.
WWE report, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk
I
about
hope
TNA
Stardust and
Impact Wrestling.
Goldust go
No,
on
don't
to
try to
become
clean it
tag
up
team
because your mop
champions.
is broken.
No, I'm not. I'm not trying to clean anything up. I just think it's awkward and kabuki-ish.
The Great Kabuki has nothing to do with Goldust and Stardust. Why do you keep bringing him up?
Goldust can pull it off. I don't know if that's not really Cody's thing.
It's been a week. You jumping to conclusions? Like that game in the movie Office Space?
There's no. I'm not jumping anything. I'm giving an opinion.
Let's go to TNA Impact Wrestling Report, ladies and gentlemen. Last Sunday, they presented Impact Wrestling Slammiversary from Dallas, Texas. And the match was highlighted by a main event match that featured Austin Aries, Bobby Lashley, and the champion Eric Young in a three-way matchup because MVP could not participate in the matchup as we talked about here on this broadcast last week. That three-way match resulted in Eric Young winning the match, retaining the championship, but afterwards shaking the hands of Austin Aries as well.
Well, he has to. Austin Aries he's a good guy in the match. I mean, Bobby Lashley was the beast. The way he drove through and knocked that cage down, buried it, reminded me of when he had his match with Umaga. Very similar
seen
there.
that.
We've seen that before. But, you know, Eric Young.
Do they know they copy? I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
Of course they do.
Right.
Eric Young has proven to be a stud champion for TNA Impact Wrestling.
Compared to Magnus, sure.
I'm just saying, he's been the underdog in every match, and he keeps winning.
Here's what I hoped would happen when Lashley won that match first, is that Kenny King would then win his match, and that would be those two against Eric Young.
Cosmetically, you can't have that kind of match in Texas. Okay? That's not going to go over
Governor
very well.
Perry, I am just going to go ahead and talk about the other matches. It was a TNA X Division Championship. It was a ladder match. Sonata retained that championship, defeating everybody else, including the TNA Tag Team Champions, in about 10 minutes of solid wrestling action to open up that show. We talked about Bobby Lashley qualifying earlier. He did so by defeating Samoa Joe. Magnus with Bram defeated Willow, who had Abyss at his side. Austin Aries getting the win over Kenny King. And then the Von Erichs, Marshall and Ross Von Erich, along with their father Kevin Von Erich, defeated the Bromans. The Bromans comprised of Jesse Goddard and DJ Zima Ion, or DJ Z, as Robbie
DJ Z, though,
is off filming a CBS television reality
Robbie
show.
E is also, he's getting help. I mean, the clowns freak him out.
It was disqualification that caused that result.
Did you hear the pop the Von Erichs got, though?
What was Dallas?
It was I'll be honest, I was rather surprised that after 25 years of no Von Erichs anywhere, the reaction that they got.
It means you didn't listen to what I said last week. The Von Erichs in Dallas, Texas are still royalty.
Of course they are, but I'm just saying there's a lot. It's a whole new fan base.
So Velvet Sky defeated Gail Kim, retaining
No. Angelina Love defeated Gail Kim. You know they're going to jump all over you because you got that wrong. I'm just trying to
Let me get it wrong again. Then Angelina Love defeated Gail Kim.
6 times.
Velvet Sky defeated Gail Kim. It was a Texas death match. EC3 with Rockstar Spud and Dixie Carter defeated Bully Ray. How about the Carter family party in the suite where they weren't watching the show?
How about EC3? How about Rockstar Spud in a Joker tuxedo?
Mr. Anderson getting the win over James Storm.
I'm very disappointed in Ken Anderson. He's celebrating with the Dallas Cowboys. That is so not Packer appropriate.
That was TNA Slammiversary on pay-per-view last Sunday night. Several thousand in attendance in Dallas, Texas.
4,200
would have been
people.
great if the building were only that big. It's not a knock on TNA. That's a great thing. They drew a great house.
Give them credit for drawing.
They drew a great house.
5 or 6 times more than they did in Miami.
But if you go to the Silver Dome and put 20,000 people in there and it's a 90,000 seat venue, you're only going to have so much energy. That's what I'm saying. So good job, TNA, on that. Overall, a solid pay-per-view effort. It's probably one of their best pay-per-views they've put on, or one of their best special shows they've put on in a very long time. That was TNA Slammiversary, ladies and gentlemen, this past Sunday night. More TNA news coming up in hot news in just a few moments. But right now, let's find out, because, well, really, nobody actually cares, but let's find out anyways who this guy's
first of all, Robert Hack cares. You know why
is.
Robert Hack cares? Because this is Robert Hack's Diamond of the Week. The TNA World Impact Wrestling Heavyweight Champion of the World, Eric Young, EY, defeats Austin Aries and Bobby Lashley in a cage match at Slammiversary to retain the TNA Impact World Heavyweight Wrestling Championship. Eric Young, EY, the Robert Hack Diamond of the Ring, the place where they pay cash for TNA Gold.
And coming up next here on PrimeTime Saturday night on My 24 Milwaukee, we've got hot news, including news on the Hardy Boys reuniting for Impact Wrestling. Also, this week's Event Center, DWHS, and a preview of tomorrow's ROH Best in the World pay-per-view event. All that coming up next here on PrimeTime.
Be sure to visit our friends over at ProWrestlingTees.com for the latest and greatest wrestling t-shirts at awesome prices. Go now, you can see the all-new officially licensed Andre the Giant and Macho Man Randy Savage collections. You can also find the official PWR shop where you can get the all-new Nelson Family or the Super Friends shirt as well. ProWrestlingTees.com is your home on the web for the most unique and entertaining wrestling t-shirts designed and sold by pro wrestlers.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, the insurance company may try to stop you from getting what's fair.
After my car wreck, the insurance company tried to stop me from getting what was fair. I called Gruber Law Offices.
Be careful. Call us right away.
They better be careful. Now I've got Gruber Law Offices.
Call us. Let us get started on your case right now.
They green-lighted my case and got me $100,000.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Call 276-6666.
Welcome back to the Pro Wrestling Report, PrimeTime Saturday night, and it's time for this week's hot news, bringing you the top wrestling headlines from the week in around 2 minutes or less. PWInsider.com is reporting that WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels will be releasing a book titled Wrestling for My Life: The Legend, the Reality, and the Faith of a WWE Superstar. That book's slated for release in February 2015. The official promotional material for the book reads as follows. In my wrestling life, WWE superstar Shawn Michaels shares from his heart about the highs and lows of his life inside WWE. Included are some never before shared stories and an intimate look at his career, as well as stories of hunting, family, and faith. With millions of fans, Michaels had the adulation and all the attention he could ask for, but he discovered there was something more. When he became a committed Christian during his years in the WWE, it had to affect everything. Michaels reveals what it is like to be a man of faith in this unusual world and shares insights with all of us. Additionally, TNA Impact Wrestling has announced that the Hardy Boys will be reuniting. They will be doing so in New York as part of their big tapings at the Hammerstein Ballroom coming up on June 25th and 26th. Also, at Slammiversary this past Sunday night, the company announced the reformation of Team 3D and that they will also be inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame, which you've referred to as a potluck dinner.
It is a potluck dinner. And you know what? The Hardy Boys in a TLC match against the Dudley Boys in New York.
In 2000? In Madison Square Garden?
You know what? But the fans in New York are going to love that.
Oh, they did in 2000 at Madison Square Garden.
And they're going to love it in 2014.
In New York at Madison Square Garden?
You know what? You're that guy.
I'm not that guy.
You're
I'm a journalist. I give you I say the things you don't want to hear. Let's go to this week's Event Center with Linda Kay.
Welcome to the PWR Event Center, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. PWR is pleased to welcome Kevin Nash back to Milwaukee in August for an evening with Kevin Nash. The special event will take place on Sunday, August 10th at 7 p.m. at the Miramar Theater, located at 2844 North Oakland Avenue. Tickets are available now at blizzardbrawl.com, and all tickets include a post-show meet and greet with Big Sexy. Great Lakes Championship Wrestling invades Six Flags July 4th, 5th, and 6th with 6 huge shows featuring Scotty 2 Hotty and GLCW champion Al Snow. Tickets and details of all these events are available now at blizzardbrawl.com. PWR is bringing Sweet and Sexy to Los Angeles for SummerSlam, and tickets are moving very fast. Order yours now at pwrshow.com and see SummerSlam in style. That's it for this week's Event Center, presented by Gruber Law Offices.
The WWE landscape is finally clear, at least to me. Daniel Bryan is Steve Austin, Bray Wyatt is Mick Foley, and Roman Reigns is The Rock. The big three of the WWE will eventually all be battling for the world title. Where is John Cena in all this? He's the Undertaker, the guy that can and will step in to bring some balance back to the WWE and help elevate these younger stars. Cena has worked with all three and has had some great in-ring chemistry. He is now the ring leader, the go-to guy when needed. Cena will sit back and help Bryan, Wyatt, and Reigns develop into a star, the same way the other top guys did for him. Cena is a company guy, and he knows for the company to remain strong, they need an heir to his throne. Now it's up to the universe to decide who it will be. And with that, David Hero has spoken.
Gotta celebrate, laugh, and get excited about good times and good living. Come on and shout it out. Hey, take it up, take it over, take it out of control. Today I'm free of my soul, and now you got me singing. Oh, hey, I'm feeling fine, smiling big, feeling right like I should. Life is better than good, yeah, you got me singing. Oh, hey, I'm standing up on top of the world tonight, and everything's working out just right. And while the world is spinning, it's a brand new beginning, and we finally win. Hey, so take it up, take it over, take it out of control. Today I'm free of my soul.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report, primetime Saturday night. Damian Nelson sitting here along with some of the guys who just blew it off the street. Let's go to this week's pay-per-view report, which is awesome because tomorrow night, David Hero, Ring of Honor Wrestling, the show that precedes us here on My 24 Milwaukee on Saturday nights, will be on traditional pay-per-view. That means DirecTV, Dish, and your cable providers will be making Best in the World 2014
So there shouldn't be any issues.
available, correct, at the Tennessee State State Fairgrounds at Nashville, Tennessee. 6:30 p.m. bell time. The show is going to start on pay-per-view at 7 o'clock Central. And the main event, of course, is for the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship. It's Michael Elgin trying to take the belt away from the champion Adam Cole. Two tremendous talents in Ring of Honor Wrestling going head-to-head in the main event. Now, the World Tag Team Championship will also be on the line as Red Dragon, which is Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, the current champions, will be going up against Christopher Daniels and Kazarian, who are going to be, well, Christopher Daniels returning to Ring of Honor and Kazarian joining him.
That's going to be interesting.
They are the best in the business.
They are. And Bad Influence is back in Ring of Honor. And Michael Elgin, you got to think he's a favorite to win.
You got to. Adam Cole's had that title for quite a while.
Yes, he has.
Ring of Honor World Television Championship will be on the line. And then this one, folks, Truth Martini is going to be handcuffed to the ring post, which is going to make things interesting for the champion, Jay Lethal, going up against the challenger, Matt Taven.
You got to like Jay Lethal's chances now. I mean, Jay Lethal's the guy, right? He's the man.
Absolutely. It's a grudge match as well, as Matt Hardy will team with Michael Bennett to go up against the Briscoes, Jay and Mark Briscoe. I don't know if I like the chances Matt Hardy and Michael Bennett have in this matchup, especially with Maria Kanellis at ringside, and a grudge match against them boys.
But it's interesting is now Matt and Jeff are reuniting in TNA.
Right.
What does this do with Matt and Ring of Honor? Because his contract is coming up pretty soon.
Mr. Wrestling will take on the last real man, and that's going to be Kevin Steen versus Silas Young.
Milwaukee's own Silas Young.
He's been in this very studio.
He has been, and he dressed for the occasion.
It's a submission match, folks. The ever so tremendous Roderick Strong with Adam Page is going to go up against Cedric Alexander. There's no doubt Roderick Strong wins
Cedric
that matchup.
Cedric the Entertainer?
No, Cedric Alexander.
That one. Oh, good luck with this.
George
Takai?
There will be a six-man.
He's on this?
There'll be a six-man mayhem matchup where the winner will get a future television title shot. In that matchup, I've got Tadarius Thomas to win. We'll see what happens tomorrow
please
night.
Read all these names.
You really want me to? ACH, Takai,
It's not
Takaki. I'm not. We don't have time. You see, we're counting down. You already went long in DWHS. That's tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen. Ring of Honor, best in the world on pay-per-view. Kevin Kelly, Steve Corino, and Nigel McGuinness on commentary, and matches will also be taped for Ring of Honor TV. We'll be watching that show on pay-per-view, and we'll also see you back here again next Saturday with a new edition of PrimeTime.
For better mood.
That one.
This
is
one.
Damian Nelson saying thank you so much for tuning in here on My 24 More.